when it comes to scammers, I'm usually very careful. But I literally got scammed on my first day in India. Thank you, India, for such a hearty, hospitable and warm greeting. Here's my story. So we are celebrating 500 subscribers. Thank you so much for the support. New viewers, please subscribe. I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, so let's get right into the video for today. So India is known for so many things, and as you all know, the population is large, 1.3 billion, and you know, it gets a fair share of scams. So there are so many scams out here, starting from tower installation scams, OLX scams, robocall scams, airport scams, tourist center scams, and taxi scams, and just many scams. So I fell for one of these scams. So yeah, let me just tell you my story. You may want to stick until the end so that you may not fall in the same trap. I'll begin from the time that I actually departed from Lusaka, Zambia. So I remember it was in the day when the city market got banned, and the next day I took my night flight going to Kenya, Nairobi, and from Nairobi I got a morning flight going to Mumbai, India, and from Mumbai, India I got a flight going to Delhi. So that was my final destination using the plane. So from Delhi now I had to take a bus going to Punjab, North India, where my school is. So when I look at the schedule before traveling, I decided that I should book a hotel in advance so that when I arrive in Delhi, I'm going to spend a night in a hotel so that I just relax, I rest, so that as I begin my journey the next day, I'm refreshed. Remember, this flight that I took was almost like, the flights that I took almost took me almost like 18 hours to just arrive to my destination, and I was very exhausted and tired. So you know, when you are tired, you're exhausted, you're just there at your weakest point, and even you put your guard off, and yeah, you fall prey into scams that way. So when I arrived in Delhi, I remember I already booked a hotel in advance, so I tried now to look for a cab in order for me to get to my hotel. So the hotel was just nearby the airport, so it was around, let's say, 2 kilometers away from the airport. And
many hours later,
finally I arrived in Delhi, very happy that I arrived there safely. I didn't miss any flight, and that I didn't die after taking 3 flights. I got my bag, my luggage, and I left the airport like inside, and I went outside in order for me to get a prepaid taxi in order for me to get to my hotel, which was just like 2 kilometers away from the airport, and it was supposed to take me almost like just 5 minutes, say 5 minutes minimum, depending on the traffic. And this is where now everything went wrong. I was simply supposed to get a taxi from where the airport was to go to the hotel where I was supposed to go sleep. So from the hotel in the morning, I was supposed to come back to the airport premises to get a bus which travels direct from the airport going to North India, where I was supposed to go. So that didn't happen. So when you don't get a random taxi and you just get a prepaid taxi, and that's an established company which is operating at the airport, you expect everything to go well, right? But I misjudged that. That was where the problem began, because these guys that operate this prepaid taxi, they are actually scammers themselves. They will make you pay a lot of money, they will make you go to expensive hotels, and they'll also make you to go to these scam centers that will scam the hell out of you. And bruh, if you are loaded with dollars, you are done.
Why are you crying?
So quick advice: don't fall for these taxi drivers, because when you pay prepaid, however how much they convince you to pay extra money, do not do so. Try to contact the company back or something, do whatever you have to, but don't pay them extra. Make sure you make your stand to say, I already paid in advance, I don't have to pay you anymore, because they will try their best in order for you to pay them extra even if you have already paid. Yeah. So the other method that you can actually go safely is by using an Uber. So you can literally download an Uber or Ola app or something if you've got internet right there, and you able to actually book your cab and arrived safely. Uber is like the safest in the world. Thank you, Uber. Thank you. Yeah, let's continue with my story. So this guy literally got me from the airport, was supposed to drop me at my hotel. So instead of dropping at my hotel, he acted ignorant that he doesn't know where this hotel is. But how can you pick me up if you don't know where this hotel is? How are you going to take me there? Because I don't know, you don't know. How are you going to take me there? So it was just a strategy in order for him to actually scam me or dupe me. So he took me to a different place, and that place seemed to be like closed, somewhat like that. I remember India, it was so hot, and that car didn't have AC. Like, how don't you have an AC? And you're a cab or taxi driver in India. Damn, that guy pissed me off. And the fact that he couldn't even speak proper English, and you couldn't make a proper argument, you know. So he took me to this place, and you know what, but it's like, seems like if it's like a dark alley. No, you know, we're not so familiar with India. Everything is just so different. So he claimed that the hotel was closed, and it's like festive season. And as you all know, India is full of festive events. And so he suggested that, okay, bro, let me take you to tourist center. Tourist center, you know, a tourist center is supposed to help you. You're a tourist, you're a new person, you're a foreigner. I help you, tourist center. But that was another big mistake that I made, accepting to go to a tourist center. Because tourist centers in India, most of them are scammers, because they just want you to actually make you pay way overpriced things. If something is worth $100, they'll make you pay $400 for that thing. And yeah, that's what actually happened. So this guy decided that he should take me to this tourist center. So we now started traveling, going deep into Delhi, and went to this tourist center. And it seems like these guys, they're working together, these cab drivers and these guys. And you know, Delhi is like at the center there where tourists come in, and yeah, these people, that's the way they make money. So when I arrived to this place, I suggested, okay, you know what, let me just travel. Instead of staying at the hotel, let me just travel. They told me there's no cab, there's no bus and everything. And they told me, okay, I have to take a train instead. Train! Taking a train in India, like, I didn't want to have that experience of just taking a train. And yeah, so yeah, these guys actually, then they turned up to tell me that, okay, trains are also not available. And I don't know what they were discussing, you know, whereby you cannot understand anything that they are saying. So this guy now, I just literally told this guy, yo, let's make a deal. Simply take me to a hotel. Take me to a nice hotel that you can take me. I need to sleep. I'll start my journey in the morning. So he got me from that place, and he took me to this hotel. And at this hotel now, they were charging, those prices. Wait.
A few moments later.
Once we arrived at the hotel, so you know, all I wanted was just to find an affordable room and just sleep. So I didn't care anymore about the room I had left, or the hotel I had booked, because of the bogus story he had already told me. Immediately I arrived at the hotel, the first thing that I asked for is Wi-Fi, and they said there's no Wi-Fi. Like, couldn't believe it. Like, yo, why don't you have Wi-Fi here? Like, you know, it's supposed to be like a must at a hotel, especially like a big hotel which is charging a lot of money. This hotel was literally 5,000 rupees, the minimum. Like 5,000 rupees in India for a hotel, that's like a very, very beautiful 5-star or 4-star hotel. But this was not even a 4-star, it was like 3-star. The next one was like 7,000 rupees, and then other one was like 10,000 rupees.
Where'd y'all put the guns?
These guys literally just wanted to dupe me. And anyway, I did get that 5,000 rupee room, and then immediately after booking my room, now this taxi guy was still on me. Now he was like, pay me money because I brought you all the way here. Like, yo, me, I did a prepaid taxi, so why do you want to trouble me that I should pay you extra money now? I tried to negotiate for a 500, he refused. And you know, whereby I could not even communicate with him in English properly. So I ended up giving him 1,000 rupees. I said, okay, anyway, it's okay, we've come a long way. I gave him 1,000 rupees. So together for a taxi, I spent almost like 1,200, 1,250. It was now time to pay for the room. So I didn't have enough cash. So I decided that I should pay using my card. So I actually removed my card. I wanted to pay, and the retailer said, no, we cannot take your card. Like, why can't you take my card? You are a hotel and you serve international people, foreign people, tourists, they come here. Why don't you accept cards? So it so happens that most people and hotels in India, they want to hide money away from the records and the government so that they do not pay taxes. So we finally decided, okay, let's go get an ATM. So one of the guys there from the hotel took me out to a nearby ATM to go withdraw some money. So that night I managed to withdraw almost like 10,000 rupees. Yeah. So with 10,000 rupees, I paid for the hotel 5,000 rupees. And after paying for the hotel, now I asked for a receipt. Okay, give me a receipt. It turned out he didn't want to give me a receipt. You people, you don't have a receipt. You don't want to give me a receipt. You refuse to take my Visa card. You don't have Wi-Fi. Like, what else should I expect?
Another one.
You know what? So I just took my keys. I was escorted to my room. I got into my room. So I took my shower. And I just slept. From that time, like midnight, I slept till like, I don't know, I slept like a baby. I was so tired, and because my initial plan was that I should wake up early to catch morning buses going to North India. But I woke up around 11 a.m. and I found out that there were no buses from the airport traveling during the day. So the only buses were early in the morning and at night. So this hotel, in the morning, they arranged me to go to an information center. So from where I was now, I was taken to an information center where I was supposed now to get transport in terms of a bus going to North India. So when I went to this information center now, I was fed so many other lies.
Another one.
So the retailer told me that there's no transport. There are no buses which are going to North India right now. So you have to wait till something like tomorrow or like at night. So, but the truth is, you could still book a bus when you go to the central bus booking place. What they call Kashmir Gate. I think Kashmir Gate, something like that. So they suggested that I should book a cab instead. So, me wondering like, okay, I should start waiting from 11 or 12 a.m. till almost like night time, which is like 9 p.m. What am I going to be doing? You know what? So I decided, let me just get this cab and go to school. So now let's get to the prices. They told me a cab from Delhi to Punjab was 16,000 rupees.
Oh my god.
How can a cab be 16,000 rupees? And this is just an innocent foreigner who doesn't even know anything. So you know what? I just took, okay, I have this money. Let me pay. I go. You understand? So I had money in my ATM. So I simply had to go withdraw more money and simply pay for this cab and go to school. If you don't know, the actual cost at the time from traveling from Delhi going to North India or Punjab specifically, it was only 3,500 rupees. But these guys wanted to charge me 16,000 rupees. Imagine. So what happened next is that I paid these guys 4,000 rupees that I had. So I remained with the 1,000 rupees. So they got me a cab. And from that cab now, I had to go to the ATM, withdraw money, and then proceed. So I went to the first ATM, I couldn't get any money. I went to the second ATM, nothing. Went to another one, nothing. The fifth ATM, I couldn't get any money. We visited almost 20 ATMs and I couldn't get any money. That's how I failed to get money to make that 16,000. My card literally got blocked. So what happens when you use your ATM card, Visa ATM card, in a new location, especially like in a new country for the first time? whenever you try to do like your first transaction, they'll actually lock your account after just doing your first transaction. So the 10,000 rupees that I had withdrawn the previous night actually triggered for my bank to actually block my card for international withdrawals at the time as a means of security. So well, that actually saved me. So after failing to actually secure that 16,000 rupees in total, we actually went back to the tourist information center there, and I made several phone calls back home, specifically to my bank, trying to explain that I cannot withdraw money. So at the time they were of little help, and so it so happened like I couldn't do anything. So what I did now, the other option was I should call my school and I should ask them so that I should get onto a postpaid taxi, so that when I arrive that side, they're going to pay for my cab, and then I'm going to replace them later on after I get my money, after I get my money when my card is unblocked. So I spoke to the international coordinator for my school, and she told me that, yo, Joshua, how much do you need again? He said 16,000 rupees, and she was so shocked. And she told me like, no, you don't need to take a cab. You actually just need to stick to the bus at the airport and travel to school. It only costs you 1,500 rupees on a bus, a luxury bus from the airport going to Punjab. So I simply asked for a refund, since remember I already paid the 4,000 rupees. So I simply asked for a refund, and this guy refused to refund me, saying, no, you made numerous phone calls, you called Zambia, you did what, and you already used a lot of fuel, and so I won't give you the full amount. I'll only refund you maybe half. So this guy literally just gave me back 1,500 rupees. So he got a total of 2,500 rupees. After making an argument, I said, you know what, it's okay, fine. If you don't want to refund me, cool. Just get me now a cab going to the airport. And he agreed that he's going to get me a cab going to the airport, and he actually did so. And I arrived at the airport there around, I think it was around 2 p.m. right now at the time. So now I had to wait for the buses. And you know the way the weather is in July in India, it's so hot. So I literally stayed outside, just roaming up and down. I go into a food store, I order some food, I eat some snacks, I have ice cream, just waiting, and you're just tired until my phone even went off. It was finally 8 p.m. Yeah. So that's when this Indo-Canadian bus came, and I boarded on the first one because there was 8 p.m., 9 p.m. So I boarded on the first 8 p.m. bus. It delayed to start off. It started off around 9 p.m. and I paid 1,500 and for the bus there, and I reached in Punjab, finally safe at school. So we started off around 21, 22, and I arrived in Punjab around 4 a.m. So yeah, that's my story. My day was hectic. It was my worst time ever in India. You are still new to a place, and you are tired. People are just there trying to dupe you or scam you, and So if I count the total money that I lost that day, 7,000 rupees, and yeah, I learned my lesson. And when you are still first time in a place, I'd really planned out this thing from A to Z. Arrive in India, go to my hotel, from my hotel go back to the airport, bus, school. Simple as that. But sometimes unforeseen things happen, and people like this come to actually disturb your schedule, and this is what happens in Delhi. So do not fall for these guys. The best thing that you can do, my advice for you, is to book an Uber. Whenever you're in Delhi, just book an Uber or an Ola cab. like on your mobile phone. Don't go for these prepaid taxis. If you are going for these prepaid taxis, be extra careful, because they are the scammers themselves, the starters, because they are the actual ones who actually brought me into the loop for being scammed in all these other places. From the taxi guy going to the information center guy who said that literally there's no transport anywhere going to Punjab, and they had to force me to go book a hotel, an expensive hotel room. And from the hotel room, they took me back to another information center, tourist information center, where they duped me other money again, and they also wanted to actually dupe me a hefty fat price of 16,000 rupees for a cab. Imagine. And from that other tourist information center, from there, everything, that's where the chain ended. And yeah, so if you got a lot of money, you are loaded with dollars or something, hey nigga, you are finished. You are finished. Because once they see those dollars, you are trying to hey, you are done. You are done. Because we just removing. Me and yourself, very much safe, because my money was in the account and my bank refused to give me my money. So thank you so much. Zanako Backers, thank you. I know sometimes you act too much bad, but thank you so much. You saved me. And yeah, so also thank mom from school, the international student coordinator at PCT. Thank you so much. You saved me also. And yeah, so that was the story that I had for you today. Don't get duped when you're in India. Watch out for these guys. They are everywhere, especially for tourists. So if you have reached this point of the video, thank you so much for sticking around. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate. Be safe wherever you go, and I'll see you in my next